Well, I'm not Nick Cave of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, and but I really enjoy his work quite a bit. But I'm Nick Cave, the visual artist. Well, what has always inspired the sound suits is, again, just sort of looking at materials. I think that's really is what provokes and creates and gets me sort of energized. I just take bits and fragments of just the experiences, and sort of that accumulation then becomes part of the sort of glorified studio practice. It really comes down to object. It's the object that sets me like on fire. I just get so like overwhelmed, and who knows where I will find it. It was in 1992, the Rodney King incident, that really sort of turned my world upside down. And I was so emotionally affected by it. And then I started thinking about myself as a African-American male, and started to think about, feeling sort of discarded. So I was in the park one day and sitting there, and just happened to look down the ground, and for some reason I knew that I had to build this piece out of twigs. And so what I built was a sculpture. It was at the end of the day, it was a pant and a jacket that was just covered in twigs, but then it was to be mounted on a figure. And then I realized I could actually physically put it on. Then once I put it on, I could then move in it, and then that then created sound. So that's how Soundsuit came about. I think what defines me is that I'm an artist with civic responsibility. I'm interested in using my work as a vehicle for change. What can I do to make individuals feel that they matter? I was always interested in ideas around performance and movement, and wanted to sort of create these sort of two foundations that then allowed me to, where I'm at today, bring them both together in my practice. I think about, the role of, shaman and the shamanistic sort of spiritual sort of conditions and sort of behavior and power within the context of object in that sort of sense. I'm interested in creating these sort of performance labs where, I bring 40 of my works to a city, and then sort of employ the city to build the performance piece. Coming from a fiber background, I'm very interested in textiles. So, a lot of the work references I would say African sort of ceremonial dress and costume, looking at Haitian dress, voodoo flags, looking at traditions around Carnival. Trinidad has inspired my work, traveling there and being part of the festivities around Carnival, the Mardi Gras Indians. So I'm always sort of interested in the role of textiles and the role of dress.
Okay, I'd never heard about Nick Cave as an artist or a performance person before I saw the exhibit at the UCLA Fowler Museum of Cultural History. And that exhibit was put together so fantastically with his sound suits that I thought that his work and he could actually bring a great deal of excitement here to the University of Memphis, and include the academic community as well as the Memphis community in one of his collaborations.
The question was, what would you like to do here? So I thought, well, I don't know. Well, let's do a parade. And so then the parade has to have a theme. And so, I just sort of came up with Heavyweight. And so what is great about it is that the performance is sort of created by working within the university here and creating these teams. There's about 10 different teams.
I guess it's just my nature, the work that I do, and also because the Latino community in the United States has been under attack for a decade or more now, and it's cyclical. And it's living in fear in the state of Tennessee with all of the Arizona copycat laws that are being proposed.
I've always been involved in my work in a collaborative sort of setting. I've always brought people into it in terms of building it.
Our group in particular wanted to look to Memphis and the vital elements that make up Memphis. And we decided that the Mississippi River was really foundational for this city. And also, it had a tie with Africa.
Our theme was the river Memphis diaspora. The river itself is the mighty Mississippi, which we know is rising now. So, so in the end, they had their own creative, their own creative way. They didn't want to take the easy way out. So that river actually turned out to be, like I said, beyond my greatest and wildest expectations, and it was excellent.
Our group presented our ideas to Nick, and I would say maybe 5 children were with us. And throughout the entire meeting, they were drawing sketches for Nick Cave and pushing them forward to him. They were just very, very eager to connect with him and to share their work.
And I think that was part of Nick's philosophy all along, was that there's a power in coming together to put something on, regardless of the power of what that is as a spectacle for the town and the community to see. My students who were able to see it were just totally amazed that it had as much strength as it did, that they didn't expect anything as wild or artistic as that. I think that's the thing, is that we have parades, we have like a homecoming parade and stuff like that, but they're not weird, they're not creative, they're not artistic. Mm-hmm. And to have one that is, I think, can be kind of infectious.
It was amazing. I say it was amazing. It was really fantastic. And in my view, it exceeded my highest expectation. And like Nick always says, it was truly amazing.
So I thought it was great. It was amazing. It really was amazing. It's just amazing when the camaraderie of everyone starts to pull in, and it's just clarity starts to fall into place, and then it happens, and then you realize that it's bigger than you could possibly ever dream of. I mean, the kids look unbelievable. And just the sound. I mean, everybody's here, everybody's committed. It's all about a celebration. It's all about Memphis. I could not be more excited. Are you okay? At the end of the day, it all comes down to just sort of playing dress up, sort of.